Succession is full of indicators of the Roy family's extreme wealth, kicking off an understated luxury fashion trend showcased across social media, and the way the characters partake in this luxury says a lot. Succession is characterized as a satire and a black comedy, following the dysfunctional main family as they attempt to cover up the many crimes of their media dynasty and influence American politics. As per the title, the show is also largely concerned with who will lead the company when the aging patriarch Logan Roy, Brian Cox, dies. Succession also depicts the fraught relationships between different members of the family, the portrayals of Logan's 3 children from his second marriage, Kendall, Jeremy Strong, Roman, Kieran Culkin, and Shiv, Sarah Snook, offering an important contrast to cousin Greg, Nicholas Braun, and Shiv's husband, up-and-coming businessman Tom, Matthew McFadden. Succession can certainly be counted among the best TV shows of all time, and many of its contemporaries exhibit similar choices when it comes to subtle symbolism, in the case of Succession, with how we see the characters interacting with food. The Roys see the need to eat as a sign of weakness. The Roys can't let anyone see them as human. Throughout Succession, as the Roys are surrounded by luxury, their dining options include many offerings of haute cuisine. However, throughout business events, weddings, and uncomfortable dinner parties, we never see the main members of the Roy family eating, though food is right there. Actually enjoying the food set in front of them would be very bourgeoisie, as it is not a big deal to them since they have grown up in this world. Logan, who comes from a working-class background and built his company from the ground up, convincingly acts otherwise. This ties into how eating is ultimately a sign of weakness in Succession. It shows inferiority to be impressed by the food, suggesting that one's wealth doesn't render the current setting standard. However, it also subtly conveys the idea that the Roys are trying to appear as infallible in their business and political pursuits. The need for food is an utterly human trait, and they want to be seen as larger than life and untouchable. They, of course, do actually have to eat, but the series reaps a lot of meaning from the fact that we never see this. Tom's obsession with food and wine shows how much he doesn't fit in. Tom is too enthusiastic about the luxury of the Roys' world. The dichotomy among the Roys is completely disrupted by Tom's attitude towards food. Tom is very obviously astounded by the luxuries that he can afford through his work and his familial association with the Roys, and thinks that knowledge equates to class. He takes Greg to a fancy restaurant to partake in gluttonous dining rituals, where they actually have to cover their heads with napkins, so people can't see them eating. Tom also boasts an extensive knowledge of wines, and when he believes he will be going to prison, is very concerned with what the menu will be. Thus, Tom exposes his more humble background by seeing the excess for what it is and being impressed by it, even as he carries himself like he knows all about it, and does seem to know a lot. Lauren O'Neill aptly argues, via The Face, that the abundance of ostentatious food is simply there to prove that it can be because having food around is about demonstrating wealth, because its actual basic function, sustenance, is so entirely taken for granted. O'Neill also agrees, the truly rich don't eat because they're above it, those who do eat are almost exposing a weakness. Food is used as a form of humiliation in Succession. Food is associated with Succession's most uncomfortable moments. Food is also used as a cruel means of wielding power in Succession, a kind of language among the ultra-wealthy. In Season 2, Episode 3, Hunting, Logan pauses a dinner to force his business partners to play Boar on the Floor, acting like pigs as Logan tries to determine who leaked information about the company. Tom being mocked for eating a fish taco at Logan's wake became its own internet phenomenon. In Season 3, Episode 2, the siblings are discussing deposing their dad when he sends over a box of donuts, a simple gesture that sends them spiraling. They interpret the pastries as Logan's way of saying that he knows all and still holds all the cards. On the other hand, Roman and Shiv making a monstrosity of a smoothie and dumping it on Kendall in the series finale, calling it a meal fit for a king, as they accept that he will take control of the company, showcases some light-hearted sibling shenanigans but is still a form of embarrassment, as they will inevitably turn on each other again. Food never comes without strings attached in Succession, as the Roys can never enjoy anything as mere humans might.